better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off. Mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934. HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Make bill paying a breeze with Text to Pay. LES texts you 1 week before your bill's due date. Just reply to the text to pay. It's that easy. Log into your account at les.com to sign up today.
This is 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer. You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are ready to rock and roll today. I'm the favorite number 43 today, Terrell Farley, and he is my favorite producer over here at The Ticket, Jake Bockoven. What's up, Bock?
Oh, not too much. Things are going well today at less heat at least, and hopefully everybody. I don't think the storm that was supposed to hit Lincoln. Obviously, there's tsunamis and such across the world, so hopefully everybody's doing okay from that. But the storm last night, I'm glad to say, at least in my neighborhood, was underwhelming, which is what I was hoping for.
Well, I slept through it, Bock. I got up around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, and there was no such thing as rain outside. It was wet. I can see the damage a little bit. I felt the wind blowing at a fast rate around 11:30 last night, but by 12, Bock, I was in La La Land.
Yeah, I was like preparing. My wife was convinced there was going to be, and weather you can never really tell. So I was preparing. I was like taking things down out of the yard and put it in the garage, and making sure nothing was going to be flying around. Luckily, nothing happened. I'll take that over the alternative.
Well, the good thing is Bock is cool, and we can walk around as long as we want to today at an early time of the day. Now, when it was hot yesterday, I dared to come outside to after 8 o'clock because it was just too hot. You can't get things done when it's that hot, Bock, and then the sun's beaming down on you. You got to watch yourself, especially at an old age. Also, yesterday in the mail, I received my first AARP.
Hey, that's card. A big deal. And welcome.
They was giving me one of those dividers, one of those old dividers that you put in the car when you do groceries, or you have your oil on this side and a thing in the middle, and then probably it's just a 4-section thing. But It was all for $20, Bach.
Oh, you had to pay for it.
Yeah, they always want something, Bach.
Yeah.
Nothing in this world is free, Bach. But
That's true.
18 days away from being 50 years old. I'm getting ready for it. I got accepted that I'm old. When I look at my body, I still feel young, though. I don't lift weights. I haven't lifted weights in over 25 years. Don't plan on lifting weights. Walk enough every day to stay in shape, and I just do a lot of active things.
Yeah.
Move my thumbs well on PS5, so that's I won't get arthritis there because I move my thumbs and my fingers a lot. So I'm pretty good at that too.
Well, and I've seen your athleticism put to work here, jumping up and touching signs that I would need a ladder to get to. So you still got a little bit to it. So we'll say you look like a spry young 40. How about that?
You can give me that, Bach.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that. All right, Bach. We got a couple of things I want to go over today. I got a couple of questions for you today, Bach. Later on, in probably the next segment or so, I want to play buy or sell with you. And this is buy or sell, some of the Big Ten topics that we're going to talk about today on the show. But first, let's talk about College Game Day, the crew. With Lee Corso retiring, Bach, who would you like to see replace him? I mean, you got Steve Spurrier or Nick Saban or somebody else.
Yeah, and I believe Nick Saban's been a part of it a little bit, right, to this point. So you can kind of keep rolling around there. I really think, I really thought Pat McAfee would have been an obvious choice in my mind for the headgear and kind of moving forward with that. But they decided, they're going to retire that along with Lee Corso. Which I think is, again, I've said before, I think it's a little bit dangerous. You're kind of taking away what was special. Now, granted, I get what they're doing in honor of Lee Corso and all that, but that was kind of the excitement in I think the most maybe famous part of College Game Day was the headgear, and that's what I would tune into toward the end, which is silly because it doesn't make a difference one way or another about the game. But that was like the water cooler talk, or I should say, more so when it's game day. I guess the tailgating talk is, hey, Lee Corso picked us this morning. Hey, Kirk Herbstreit went against us this morning. So you kind of get that sort of thing. So they're going to have to find some way to elevate, in my mind, the end of the show and kind of see, keep that momentum going. But, I mean, Steve Spurrier would be fantastic. That's a guy that'll say what's on his mind, not afraid to offend anybody. But, yeah, I think Nick Saban's been there. How about this? Here, in my mind, would bring back David Pollock. I loved David Pollock when he was on College Game Day. They let him go a couple years ago.
Well, you need a funny guy, somebody that can be that Lee Corso. When you talk about the other guys like Nick Saban, too strict for me. Steve Spurrier, he's a little goofy, but he some of his comments are ridiculous. So you have to, try to get used to that right there. My choice would have been what's his name? Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Who brings a lot of energy to college football, what I think we need. And plus, he's at the right age. He knows what he's talking about. And he's probably one of the hottest guys that got a talk show right now. So you want to keep the hottest guy hot for so long. But I think Pat wants to go in another direction and get his own College Game Day started, some kind of show started.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
How good he is and how many celebrities he can bring to the table. Now, when we talk about David Pollock, different type of guy, been on it before. You would love a guy like that, but you got to find somebody. If you can find somebody, I think you got to find somebody like Lee Corso, not probably age, but in the charisma he brings to the game, the mascot. We may never ever find a guy that can put on a mascot like that, Bach, and do his thing.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. They wouldn't get much younger by going back in time and grabbing Lou Holtz, who, if you remember, did it with the ESPN2 crew back in the day with Mark May. Maybe some that would bring back some. I wouldn't say excitement. Mark May doesn't necessarily bring too much excitement, but that would bring back some nostalgic feels for some of us watching college football those years ago. Heck, Trev Alberts was part of that crew. Maybe they could bring Trev in, though I assume he's probably focused on some other stuff as well. So, I mean, I don't know. It's tough to replace Lee Corso, and it's especially tough when you kind of think of like replacing him. And we do this with players all the time. It's like, all right, we don't need to replace, the skill set. Just kind of the exact skill set of this player. We can replace this guy with a different type or with a variety of guys, or so I think you're kind of in the same thing where it's kind of tough to replace. They're not even looking to replace Lee Corso for what he brought, which was kind of toward the end a little bit different than it was maybe 10-15 years ago. So it's interesting. I think Nick Saban there is fascinating. I will say this about Nick Saban, is he was asked, of course, there was the rumor that surfaced whether he would be returning to the sideline anytime soon. He did say, he was asked by Fox News this past Friday, would he return to the sideline? You tell me if this sounds like a guy that's done for sure. He said, there's no opportunity that I know of right now that would enhance me to go back to coaching, which is an interesting way. I mean, you could have just said, yeah, no, I'm retired, I'm not going to do it. But say at the time, he said, there's no opportunity that I know of right now that would bring him back to coaching.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. I mean, I don't think, he'll be, he's 70 already, ain't he?
Yeah, I think 73, maybe somewhere around there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, I think he's done unless he wants to get an NFL to try again. I don't see no reason why he would want to come back to college football.
Yeah, especially when you consider what he built at Alabama. I mean, outside of us playing video games and dominating a school somewhere, you want to try somewhere new.
Yeah,
that's not how it works in the real world when you have it already rolling. And there is no higher opportunity, right? Because he did have LSU rolling and then decided to give, like you said, the NFL a try. But to come back to college when you've already proven it, not just once, but won championships twice and already had the biggest dynasty at least when it started, I'd never thought we'd see a dynasty like that, period, or again at Alabama. It's hard to imagine, but you never know. I mean, he's what? I mean, he's got. Maybe the West Virginia job comes open or something, or, he went to Kent State, but I don't think that those jobs are going to be in play for him.
Yeah. That'll never happen, Bock. That'll never happen. All right, Bock. Now, Happy Gilmore, too.
Yes.
I watched the rest of it.
You did?
Yes. It was terrible. For me.
The first half was better than the second. Would you agree?
Yeah, the first half was better than the second half. I don't understand what kind of golf is that. Nobody can hit a shot 500 feet, Bock. 700, 800.
Well, not unless you get the surgery, yeah.
Yeah, what surgery?
You didn't see that part? They got that surgery.
I forgot what.
To twist their hips or what. I don't know.
Okay. The movie. Yeah, but I still don't think. I probably missed that part, Bock, but I don't want to see golf like that.
No,
I like it the way it is. You don't want anybody, playing some theme music while you're walking out. Seeing the old guys like Shooter McGavin, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Old Shooter still had it. He had some crazy kids, but it was nothing special. Now, when I say that though, Bock, it debuted at 46.7 million views.
Yeah.
Biggest Netflix US film opening ever.
Yeah.
And we sit here and we say it's not that good. I know it's not that good. Now, what do you think, Bock? Now, I've seen the rest of it. You can speak it. You speak your mind.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I think you're right, though. I think there is one thing is that they didn't feel like a cash grab type of situation. They at least kind of put some thought into the movie. Of course, got a lot of people involved as far as the celebrity, kind of guest appearances there. And so whether we think it was good or bad or somewhere in the middle, it was successful because of what it did on Netflix there. And I think it's just, it depends. I mean, a lot of people are going to have different feelings on it. I think that they did really good of calling back to the source material. You felt like as a Happy Gilmore fan, there was a lot, enough in there, probably too much, to be honest with you. Some of the characters that they brought back didn't necessarily, fulfill a meaningful portion in the movie. To me, I think it's a few different things. I've matured probably a little since the time of Happy Gilmore. To me, that's a classic. DP said that he liked Happy Gilmore 2 more than the first. That I cannot see that whatsoever. But to some people that, they found that comedy as enjoyable. For golf fans, I think specifically kind of playing with the new golf tournament idea, Live Golf kind of threatening the PGA over the last couple of years. So there's some things to read kind of in between the lines there too. But in my mind, I would say I might have chuckled once or twice when I originally watched, the original Happy Gilmore. Again, maybe less mature, but there's iconic scenes and stuff like that that I can call back on. Chubbs. Just a lot of the characters were good, and it didn't feel like too much. This felt like trying to fit 20 pounds of potatoes in a 10-pound bag type of feel, because they just tried to get a lot of the characters. Everybody that wanted to be a part of the film seemed like they got an opportunity. And again, it just kind of depends on your comedy. I say it every time. It's only a matter of time, but when you watch an Adam Sandler movie, that you're going to see guy ass. I don't find that to be all that funny, but it's in every Adam Sandler movie. So depends on kind of what your comedy is. But specifically, I was a little bit disappointed in some of, like, I saw previews for, Eminem was going to be in the movie. I saw the character he was going to portray, and I just didn't find that funny at all. I saw, the Bad Bunny stuff. Didn't find his character particularly funny or interesting to begin with. And then he started kind of doing supernatural stuff toward the end. I thought that was rather silly. Travis Kelce, I was waiting for him to say something funny in his role. I didn't think they necessarily got there. Ellie is giving me the eyes right now. She loved Happy Gilmore too.
Who
like
is
I said,
Bad Bunny? Is a guy?
Bad Bunny was the caddy.
That's a guy named Bad Bunny?
That's of all the rappers, you don't know who Bad Bunny is?
No, I never heard of. Why would a guy name himself Bad Bunny?
That's just he's one of the most successful artists.
You would think that you would think that is a girl's name, Bock. Bad Bunny. I'm serious. I was like, I didn't see a Bad Bunny.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, where was Bad Bunny? Yeah.
Yeah, you telling me now that Bad Bunny is a guy.
He's like a Puerto Rican rapper. He's one of the most successful artists in the world right now.
Well, I seen something on X, not even X, but YouTube or something. 2 French rappers are going at it right now.
Uh-oh.
You should see how they sound, Bob. It's maybe sound good to
them. Or they're
them.
going after each other.
Yeah, they're going after each other. It may sound good to you, but it doesn't sound good to me. And that's my apology that I didn't know that Bad Bunny was a guy. So I'm sorry for that one. Now, Bob, we talked about this movie a lot. Now, here's the thing, Bob. Would you rather sing this one, Happy Gilmore 2, The Waterboy 2, Bob? Just imagine The Waterboy 2.
Yeah, I would. I mean, you got to find a way. At that point, Adam would have to make a return in some sort of veteran league. So I don't know exactly how they've kind of put a story around it. Maybe a son or something like that. So I think
20 years later, he's Tom Brady.
He's still playing in the NFL.
Yeah, he's still playing linebacker at a high level.
I love The Waterboy. I think between that, I mean, there's so many Adam Sandler classics, especially in the 90s. I think Billy Madison, the second one, would be interesting. I particularly, though most people feel like Little Nicky wasn't very good, I loved Little Nicky. So there's a lot of different ones that would go there. I think Waterboy might be, and it's football, it's sports, so maybe it's not surprising. Although obviously Billy Madison didn't really have a whole lot of sports to it, but Happy Gilmore was golf related, so some of this is all.
So I'll tell you the ones that wasn't good.
Yeah,
Herbie, Halloween wasn't good.
I'd be honest with you. Since the year 2000, I don't know if I would like any Adam Sandler
Murder
movies.
Mystery 1 and 2 wasn't good, Bob. That's 3, Bob.
Did not watch it.
It wasn't good.
I was talking about like the 90s film.
No.
Did you like Uncut Gems? Did you watch that one?
I seen it. It was kind of stupid. It wasn't good.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you which one. That's My Boy. It was okay. Jack and Jill wasn't good.
Did you ever get into Grown Ups?
Zookeeper wasn't good. Grown Ups was okay. Longest Yard was good. Click, it was okay. Anger Management, I liked it. 50 First Dates was okay. Now, the most craziest one I think he probably ever made was 8 Crazy Nights. I didn't like that one.
Oh, you didn't like that?
No.
Yeah.
One of the good ones he made. Deuce Bigelow. Waterboy, Big Daddy, Little Nicky. The Animal was stupid, Bob. Mr. Deeds was stupid, Bob.
You didn't like Mr. Deeds?
No.
Well, you had to like Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Coneheads was crazy.
You ever see that one?
Yeah.
That was awful. I was just kidding.
It was terrible.
That's known as the worst film.
He made a lot of stuff, but it's just some of them, Bob, that no. No. I couldn't, Bob. I can't.
I can agree with you. There's some pretty rough Adam Sandler movies out there.
Yeah, they're rough. they're more than rough, especially the 8 Crazy Nights. I mean,
Really didn't like that.
Yeah, you made a cartoon of yourself that wasn't good. Look just like you. You look just like him.
But would you say Happy Gilmore 2, would it be rewatchable for you? Would you watch it again?
Probably don't pay attention to most of it.
Yeah.
You know, you know how you could turn on your phone? I mean, you could turn on your TV and look at your phone more than your TV.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of those things right there, Bob. That I'll do right there. That's definitely the way I look at it.
But of all those movies you just ranked, where would you put it? In the middle, upper tier, lower tier?
Middle.
Middle, yeah. That's kind of how I feel. And on social media, it was either you loved this movie or you hated it. And I kind of came out like I liked the first half, second half was dumb. So in the middle, I come out.
Yeah, I'm done with Adam Sandler movies. I'm gonna move on with that one.
If The Waterboy 2 comes out, would you
I
watch
watched that one. I watched that one. I'll watch it. All right, Bock, let's go to break. And when we come back, I'm gonna play buy or sell with you.
Well, we got to get the Euler report too.
Yeah. If he don't call, we still gonna do the buy or sell. I'm gonna do it with both of y'all. I'm gonna try to.
Okay.
So, all right, let's go to break right here. 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bock and the Black Shirt.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartments, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2. Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing a family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Rose Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text or call me at 402-525-0843. That's 402-525-0843.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Hopefully you and I agree that you should do everything you can to save your marriage. Divorce is hard, expensive, and its outcome is usually not all you hope for. However, when doing everything has failed, when divorce remains as your last option, consider Cordell & Cordell as your first choice to help you through the divorce process to a better place on the other side. We've been a partner men can count on for more than 30 years. Let us be that partner for you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
We are back here on Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bockoven. He is Terrell Farley, the Hall of Famer and All-American and the leading tackler for the 1995 Huskers, which happened to be the greatest team of all time. But we are also joined now via the phone, the Allo VIP hotline by Todd Euler. Todd, how's it going today?
What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. How are you doing? Did you survive the storm last night?
Yeah, survived the storm. I'm headed out to the great community of York, Nebraska to look at some windows and stuff going on there. So wasn't able to be in the studio today, but pretty excited. I know everybody's been talking about, fall ball, fall camp, all that good stuff. And, I think we all are excited for what's to come for Nebraska, or at least anticipating, hopefully, that it could be good. So yeah, I've been staying downtown and doing some walks around the campus in the morning. Still in recovery mode. I'm 7.5 weeks post-op from my surgery and getting a little better every week. So, but yeah, I wanted to hop on and make sure you guys got the Euler report, right? So,
absolutely.
I didn't realize how many people actually watched all of the Matt Rule stuff. I can't believe how many texts I got. Hey, they mentioned your son on the injury report. So they just said limited. So everybody's like, what's wrong? And, he broke his toe. I've said this on the show a couple different times. He broke his toe, right big toe in spring ball in the first week of spring ball, went all the way through spring ball with it. And, it's been trying to get it to heal up, but it just hasn't been great for him. And so he did get to do some walkthrough snaps last night. So he's pretty excited about that he's kind of moving in the right direction. So hopefully we get to see him in a little more action as fall camp rolls on here. So, but man, it's been busy. I was in Beatrice last week with Window World and just kind of all these communities that have been kind of hit by storms and stuff like that. So you want to make sure you call us before it gets too crazy so we can get out. And once again, we do roofing, we do siding, we do soffit, we do gutters, downspouts, anything exterior on your home we can do. We're not just windows. So I think that's, and we've been doing a lot of that stuff, and it's been, a lot of fun to reinvent some people's houses, man. We change colors, and it just dramatically improves the aesthetics of the house and that kind of stuff with their siding and gutters. And so make sure you give us a call or go to windowworldlincoln.com. Get a free estimate who knows? It might be me coming out to your house to give you that estimate. And we can talk Husker football. That's what I usually put at most of these appointments, is talking a lot of Husker football. So, but yeah, I think we're all excited for football to be back, right? So, and I know Saturday morning on my show on the Power Hour at 10 a.m. we're gonna talk some fall camp stories from years and years past, and potentially have some guys on and tell some stories. So you guys won't want to miss that Saturday morning. Just to kind of hear some crazy stories that you probably, if you know me, you might have heard them before. But if you know, we're gonna talk fall camp. And I wonder, Terrell, you got any good fall camp stories?
No, not really. Just it was different. it was different for me because I was in a learning process. But fall camp was fall camp. You run that time before you even start fall camp, the little agility test, and hopefully you pass that part of it. And I heard these guys had some tests to take before they even hit the field to qualify to hit the field. So it's a different era of football, but at the end of the day, it's still putting on helmets and shoulder pads and cleats all the same.
Yeah, I think the hardest part, I think it's more mentally tough than it is physically tough for a lot of, like, your first year. For me, it was going from high school to college. Just that factor that, I mean, it's football from 6 in the morning until 10 at night. It's just nothing else. Like, these guys are in dorms. They don't have keys to their cars. It's all football all the time. And I just think that, that mental challenge of that much football, right? Like, we all loved football in high school. And I loved Bussin' with the Boys. They had a thing about Friday Night Lights. Like, that is the purest form of the game is high school football. There's not a lot of politics. There's not, nobody's getting paid. And so I think when you come into college, you go to, fall camp for the first time, it is definitely, it's grueling physically, no matter what. And I mean, we did 3 days. These guys, I don't know how, I know they're practicing at least once. They got walkthroughs at night. But I mean, we were on the field 3 times a day, and that was pretty crazy back in the 90s.
Todd Euler joining us here for, of course, host of the Power Hour on Saturday, but here for Window World Wednesday. And Todd, I did want to ask you, because it is, for people that haven't been through it, you kind of want to think about what this time is like. Of course, it's summer, so typically you think of student athletes and balancing that with school. Either from your day or with Trent now on the roster, what percentage of folks on the team do you think are also taking classes? Or when you say it's from morning till night, you quite literally mean they're at the it's just kind of football. It is football. You don't have that break with schooling.
Yeah, I would say there's probably nobody in class right now, like my knowledge. At least I wasn't in class. I had a hard time going to class when I was in class. So
scheduled for class, yeah.
Not a good example there, but it's football. Like, it is meetings, it is film, it is training, it's practice, it's more film, more and like you're installing the playbook, and it's a lot. And what people on the outside never really realize is what all goes into putting that product on the field, right? It's an amazing amount of work done by, and I don't know how many guys we had come in the fall. And, back when I came in 93, we had freshmen come in early. And that was the last year. 93 was the last year you could have freshmen come in early. And that was fun because it was just us freshmen and we weren't getting hit. We were learning the playbook, and it wasn't, there wasn't a whole bunch of expectations, right? And then the varsity came in, and you started getting hit, and you're really wondering, you're really contemplating whether you made the right decision or not. You start getting hit by those, by Mike Anderson. I don't think Terrell knew Mike. He wasn't there at the same time in 93, but Mike Anderson hit me harder than anybody's ever hit me, and he did it on a daily basis. It was not a lot of fun. So, and you had to get through that physical side of it. and then you had to get through the film room, and then you had to get through the testing. Like we were tested on our plays and knowledge and what do we do here, and I know these guys are too. I think, Trent said he had a 70 question test and he had to get a 90% or higher in order to practice. So it's not, you need to know the playbook. You need to know, and that was on the day one. Like we didn't have that day one. We had it on day 7. Okay, we've installed these plays, and it is a different time though. Like we didn't have cell phones. We couldn't call mom or dad. We had no outside communication. We were locked in, and it was, we were locked arm in arm, brothers in the trenches. So a little different time now. They do have their phones, but they can't go anywhere. They're not allowed to leave the facility. So, and we just didn't even have time to leave the facility. So
they got scooters.
But yeah, they got their scooters. They can scoot all over. And Trent lives at downtown now and in an apartment. And he can't go there right now. But he's really close to campus, and so it's kind of crazy. It's just different time. I am going to practice tomorrow morning at 8:30 to see what's going on, see how it's going. So I know I can't give away any secrets on my show Saturday, but we'll have a little update on what I saw tomorrow morning in practice. So, but it should be fun.
Yeah, that'll be something to look forward to again on the Power Hour this Saturday. This is Window World Wednesday. We're joined by Todd Euler. And it was kind of funny when you said took away their keys. That's something I didn't know, but then I kind of thought as you talk through it, it's like, well, they could get an Uber if they wanted to. So you talk about times changing and all that. But I wanted to ask you, just as far as, as a guy that's maybe not expected to get playing time, or you kind of have that walk-on role, right, where you have to earn it at least. How does fall camp compare to like the season? Is it a more exciting time to get more reps, to get more opportunities in that role, or do you get more opportunities in kind of the scout team role and more of a chance to kind of prove it throughout the season, or is this kind of the time?
Yeah, so coming in as a walk-on, it was literally right to the scout team. So there was no chance of any, knowing I was going to redshirt that first year. And so, that's why I love this time of year, because we get to play games and all that stuff. But spring ball to me is still was the most fun because you got to battle out. Like, you had opportunities. We were running our playbook. We weren't looking at cards, of Oklahoma State or Oklahoma, running their plays. We were running our plays, and so yeah, it was straight to the scout team. And you want to talk about having to be mental tough, like the buddy AD, lots of times he would have something positive to say in the lot, like just when I was like, man, I'm done with this. Like there was lots of times I was like, I'm done. And, AD would pop up and say something positive, and your guys around you like, hey, just make it one more day, right? Just one more day. And that's kind of what fall camp was all about when I was there. Can you make it one more day? And there was a lot of guys that didn't. Like, you lost a lot of people in fall. You would lose people in spring just because it was a meat grinder. A lot more contact than what I've seen with the past regimes, whether it was Frost or Riley or Pelini's regimes. Like, we just had a lot more contact. And so it made it physically tougher. And, the expectations on our teams were so high, and obviously we fulfilled that, which is awesome. But, at the same time, it's a lot of pressure. So, and even on scout team, you were expected to run hard every single play, right? Like, there was no plays off. And so, yeah, coming into fall ball, right, the scout team is very, very difficult. There's not a lot of, there's just no way you're going to move up no matter what you do, because you're on scout team.
He is Todd Euler, once again, of Window World Wednesday. Todd, we got to wrap up the segment, but we thank you for joining us and giving us some interesting information. How about some lasting, interesting information for Window World one last time here?
Yeah, so, we come out, we can do roofs, siding, windows, soffit, gutters, downspouts, all that good stuff. go to windowworldlincoln.com. We'll come out and give you a free estimate, and we're not high sales. We're here to make sure that you get what you want at a price that's affordable and the quality that'll last a long, long time. So it's .com and get your free estimate.
And you talked about curb appeal earlier. To help out curb appeal, you could just be out there flexing in front of the house. I think that could help you bring your championship rings and get some curb appeal really going.
Yeah. I give me about 8 more weeks of recovery so I can get back into the flexing mode. I haven't lifted a weight in 7.5 weeks, and it's killing me. So, I need a little more work before I'm out flexing anymore.
Yeah, we got a picture of you showing off your guns over here, so maybe that's false advertising at the moment. But you'll be back to it. Thanks again. Thanks again for joining us.
Yep.
All right,
thanks, guys. Have a great day.
All right, there he goes. Todd Euler, always good for Window World Wednesday. A lot of fun and a little bit of insight into the Nebraska football program as his son Trent working back from an injury, as we heard there, a toe injury. Hopefully, we'll be off the injury report soon. All right, let's take a quick break. Then we can do maybe buy or sell on the other side.
Well, we'll do it at the top of the hour.
Top of the hour. All right.
We'll do the top of the hour. I got some more important news for you coming up after this break right here.
Just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered. Specializing in home, apartments, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also, no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2. Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing a family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Rose Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text or call me at 402-525-0843.
At Sweezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Sweezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Sweezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
To a better place on the other side. We've been a partner men can count on for more than 30 years. Let us be that partner for you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. Man, if you could have seen Bock's face right about now, Bock is on fire. And what I mean when he's on fire, he ate this smoking gun beef jerky, and he had the complete idiot beef jerky. And this is what it says on the label: complete idiot beef jerky. The name says it all. He left a little crumb in there, and I took a piece. And boy, I see why you took off, Bob. Your mouth is on fire.
Yes, this is not an ideal way to do radio, and I had to play another commercial just to go get some water. I got some candy in my mouth right now. I didn't even read it. I just figured, hey, it's a beef jerky on the table, sure. Oh man, it's hot. Now I feel like a complete idiot. But it is what it is. I guess read things before you eat them, I suppose.
If you haven't had this smoking gun beef jerky, they got over, I'd say, probably 50 flavors, Bob, that we done had from them. We're going to start taste testing on this show. I don't know when the exact time we're supposed to do it, but if you ever had Smoking Guns beef jerky, you need to try it out, man. This is awesome right here. Just to see Bach's face and how he got up and ran, it tickled me to death.
We're gonna have, if we do try it, we're gonna have to tell him to kick it down there, whatever that one was. A little too spicy to do radio afterwards. I think you might have to carry this segment. I'm gonna be drinking water and trying to get this candy to get some of the spice out of my mouth.
All right, cheers, Husker Nation. And when I say cheers, you can click your bill bottles together now, Bach. Alcohol sale has started, has been approved at Memorial Stadium, Bach. They will start selling beer this Saturday.
Hey, there you go.
At the 1890 preview game.
Big Red Preview, yeah, the practice you can go watch.
Yeah. Sponsored by 1890 Nebraska.
Yeah. Yeah, it's obviously it's a new age in college football, a new age in Memorial Stadium, but one of the last, I think the last team in the Big Ten to now allow alcohol sales. Of course, that's been fought over the years by the opposing side, but here we are. I don't have this big concern that there's going to be, whenever we brought it up, it's like, well, might turn into NFL stadiums and you're going to have fights and you're going to have this and that. I don't have a big concern about any of that. I think things will be handled pretty well. Like I said, most colleges have now had alcohol sales. It's a little bit weird, though, I'll have to say. It's already kind of wrap your mind around going to watch a practice. now to have beer sales at an open practice, I just don't know if you're going to find that too much around the country. So, well, yeah, I'm proud of this. I love this, Nebraska.
Yeah, it's okay. I understand that people pay their taxes for stuff like this, and they probably do deserve alcohol at the game, but I don't want it to get out of hand. I've seen people outside of the game. I've seen people walking from the game and how it turns out. But, I know that our administrators and the people who's in control of it knows the limit of people and know who to sell to and who not to sell to when I say consuming too much alcohol. I'm not saying that I'm sober. So I mean, that's probably one of the reasons I want to say this is that I've been through that stage in my life where, another beer probably won't hurt. That's what they say. But, I know we'll be able to condone ourselves right and do it, still be able to do it the Nebraska way.
Well, and I think for the most part, the people that plan on drinking when they go, they found a way to either drink beforehand or to sneak something in. Hate to say it, I'm not that guy, but I've seen it before. Yeah. I'm not a drinker, so this really doesn't affect me.
I found out how people do it. I can't tell their secrets, but I was listening to some people talk about it, how they get stuff in the game. But that's none of my business. So I'm not a rat.
Yeah.
Or a snitch.
Well, I think for the most part, people that drink already drink, and people that, so I don't think it's going to really affect too much. Sure, is there going to be one or two people that do, maybe exceed the limit that they normally wouldn't just because there's opportunity to buy. Yeah. And, we've seen that before at different events, concerts, stuff like that. Like I said, professional sports. And they've done it, at different venues now here for Nebraska, other than Memorial Stadium. And so, I think it all can be handled well. And it's just another opportunity for some, to raise money here. So I don't have a problem with it. I just still think it's kind of funny that they're doing it. The first time to do it is at a practice. I can't imagine loving football so much to sit back and watch a practice and drink some beers. I mean, I do. I can't imagine. I love the fact that is what is taking place and happening here in Nebraska. Is for the premiere of the alcohol sales is that are open practice.
Yeah, it's a good day in Nebraska. We got gambling, we got the beer at the stadium. What else? I don't know.
Yeah, overtime. Things change, and we'll adjust to them.
Yeah. All right, Bach. One quick note before we go to break. Shannon Sharp has been released of his duties at ESPN.
Oh, has he? I didn't see that.
Yeah, a couple of minutes ago it came out, and
Okay.
he's been released of his duties for the stuff that he had going on earlier in the month. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know he kind of was going to take a step back and kind of deal with that. I don't want to speak too much of it. I think Steve or Shannon Sharp has had certainly a role stepping up for when they kind of had the debate show platform going on, and he certainly kind of carved out a role even as a commentator in not just like at ESPN, but obviously again kind of culturally, talking back and forth with Skip and all that. So it's something hopefully for him and hopefully for him, as things subside and he's able to get back to it. Sometimes it's not always a goodbye. It's a farewell for now. Or on the other side of it, like I'm not neither here nor there. If he is responsible for some wrongdoing, then hopefully he has to kind of face that. So we'll kind of see what happens next. But obviously that is some bigger news. Is one of the bigger personalities, talking heads in sports there.
Do you see the red pepper at the bottom of this
I
box?
do. I'm not tasting that.
I see why
during
your
the
mouth
break.
is It's called complete idiot.
I didn't read it. I just ate it. I'm like, hey, it's beef jerky. Sweet.
All right, well, we go to break. We're going to play a game called Buy or Sell when we come back here on Bock the Blackshirt.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered. Specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only
This
one
is
option,
Lincoln's home for
Fuhrer's
sports
cheese
talk
spread.
on the FM
So he
dial.
left it
Also
once and
online
drove
at
day and night
theticketfm.com.
and returned back
On the
home
internet,
for cheese spread delight.
TICKET.FM for
Now his stomach is
93.7
full
The
and the voice
Ticket.
in his head tells him no more vacations without Fuhrer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2. Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for
Are you ready for a new
$1.39 chicken
opportunity?
tenders
Check
all
out
day
Sandhills
long.
Global.
Get to
Join a
Wings and Rings
dynamic
today,
team where your skills are
68 and
valued and your
or in
career can
Williamsburg
soar.
Village.
We offer full-time
Life
positions with a
changes,
4.5-day
and
work
sometimes
week,
that means
competitive
changing where you
pay,
call home.
excellent
Whether you're
benefits, and a
downsizing,
positive work
growing your
environment.
family,
From
relocating,
IT and
or facing
marketing
tough
to
times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Bros Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text or call me at 402-525-0843. That's 402-525-0843.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Hopefully you and I agree that you should do everything you can to save your marriage. Divorce is hard, expensive, and its outcome is usually not all you hope for. However, when doing everything has failed, when divorce remains as your last option, consider Cordell & Cordell as your first choice to help you through the divorce process to a better place on the other side. We've been a partner men can count on for more than 30 years. Let us be that partner for you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and digital insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock the Blackshirt here at 93.7 The Ticket, where we gonna talk some real college sports today and a little bit of Nebraska football also. But for right now, Bock, I got a new game I want to play with you, Bock.
Oh, I like games.
It's called Buy or Sell. Buy or sell. Either you got the money or you want to sell to make the money, Bock. Are you ready to start this one, Bock?
I'm ready.
Buy or sell Big Ten edition. Buy or sell, Bock. Indiana will make the college playoffs run again.
I would probably sell that, though I'm closer to a buy than others. I think there's this idea and this perception out there that Indiana's going to take a step back. You know, obviously you lose Curtis Rourke, some of your players there. They're kind of shuffling the deck there with some of their skill position. Roman Hemby coming on over as a running back. So they lost a few guys there. But I like what they got as far as Mendoza there at quarterback, to transfer in Francisco Mendoza over there from Cal. And they're keeping their offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator all intact, which I would thought was a bit of a surprise, having such a special year last year on both sides of the ball for the Hoosiers. What this really comes down to, and I think that it's going to be a good team. We've kind of already mentioned they've got one of the best wide receivers in the Big Ten with Elijah Sherratt. They've got one of the best edge rushers. Really, they've got a guy at every level with Kamara and Fisher, and then in the back end there with Pons, that they've got some a really good defense coming back, and so they should be ready to roll there. Of course, the question is, can they live up to last year's schedule? I mean, I think that's it, because the schedule gets significantly tougher this year than it was last year. So as I kind of look down at, they've got Illinois at home, they go at Iowa, at Oregon. You've got at Penn State on there. It's a little bit tougher of a schedule. I would say that they would factor in a few more wins. So I don't think it's quite a playoff team, but I would not be shocked by it. I think that they're close to a 9-3 type of team. If they can get to 10-2, then they're in. So very, very well could be a playoff team. But if I had to put all my money on it, I would sell.
All right, Bock. I might buy Bock. And when I say that,
wow,
that's because Kurt Signetti.
Yeah.
The confidence, the swagger that a coach has.
That's right.
You know, players supposed to have that type of swagger. And the way he represented himself at the Big Ten Media Day. I said it early in the year about a quiet team is a dangerous team, and we just unleashed the dragon here at Big Ten Media Day.
At Oregon, at Penn State, Illinois, at Iowa. What do you think they go in those games?
10-2.
2 losses at the end of it.
Might go Buck.
Yeah.
A 9-3 team will get in this year. I guarantee you they will.
We'll see.
I guarantee you they will. There's not going to be too many undefeated teams running around here in college football this year, Buck.
I do agree with that. I think there's a lot of parity. I think there are a lot of the top teams are playing each other. So I could see it. I don't know if I'd go as far as say a 9-3 team will make it, but even if you, like I said, I'm with you. I think this is a 9-10 win type of football team, and 10 wins in the Big Ten, especially with that schedule, would do it.
All right, Buck. Next one. Let me see. Let me put my glasses on for you, Buck.
No, you got to find them first.
The next buy or sell, Buck. Penn State will win the Big Ten.
Well,
buy or sell.
Yeah, the preseason pick. I get why. Obviously, a game away from the championship game last year. They got to the Big Ten championship game and came up a little bit short. They've got every reason to believe that they can come back. Now, I am a little bit more concerned than maybe the national media or just people in general about replacing Tyler Warren. I think that's going to be a little bit difficult. Abdul Carter. So you lose some big time players there, but obviously they bring back Nicholas Singleton, Katron Allen at running back, Drew Aller there at quarterback, brought in some guys, including Trevor Pena at the wide receiver position. So they feel like they can take that next step. Also, don't forget, they brought in a national champion defensive coordinator and Jim Knowles over from Ohio State. So maybe that will give it an opportunity or at least maybe a leg up when they play Ohio State November 1st. They have to go to the Horseshoe in order to do so. Their schedule is kind of interesting, though, too, as a lot of people will just want to pencil them in as a team that's going to be representing the Big Ten. They've got Oregon at home. They got to go to Iowa. They got to go to Ohio State. They've got Indiana at home. And, of course, we know about that late season matchup with Nebraska. If it's Penn State's a lot of people's pick. But if it's Penn State or the field, I'm going with the field.
All right, you going to buy or sell?
I'm selling.
I'm selling too, Buck. I'm putting this house on market. You know why?
Yeah.
You don't have to win the Big Ten to win the national championship. We seen that last year. You don't even have to win your conference to make it to a college playoff game. So this is why I'm not going to buy, because they do not have a guy like they had last year in Tyler Warren. They don't. They're relying everything on our running game, and we seen that being shut down by teams before. So their receivers are not great. Yeah, they went in the portal to get some, but we don't know how good they are. So and then who's gonna replace Tyler Warren? Who's gonna be that 1,200-yard, 100-catch guy? Bach, I don't think the tight end they got now, so that's why I'm gonna sell on this one right here.
Well, and I think too, there's just this idea that I don't know. I mean, of where they were last year. Obviously, only lost one possession games to Ohio State and Oregon, then Notre Dame at the end. So they're close. I mean, those are the top teams in college football last year. You know, all three of them. No, Oregon was the number one team entering the playoffs. Ohio State and Notre Dame, obviously, at the end. So maybe they can have the same type of luck they did in those other games. But remember, for a team that a lot of people look like in the roster looks like the most dominant team in the nation. They struggled with Bowling Green last year. They struggled with Illinois last year. They had to go overtime to beat USC last season. They beat Minnesota by a point. That's a lot of close calls that maybe, might swing the other way this year. So I don't know. I mean, as long as we've known it, Penn State's been able to kind of survive those games and then just lose the big ones, right? And that's what happened last year. Maybe the upset does happen at some point this season and Penn State goes down.
All right, Bach. Next buy or sell, Bach. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Can Michigan be the big dogs in the Big Ten this year?
If the question is can they, I buy. I think there's a possibility that they can. Obviously, it's going to be more difficult. They're not going to be the preseason pick for a lot of people. But this was a team that last year, by year's end, beat your national champion, Ohio State. They beat Alabama in the bowl game, and that's without much of a passing offense. If Bryce Underwood can step in there, or whoever they end up going with. Remember, they also got his name's escaped me, Mikey, the quarterback from Fresno State, that's going to compete for that job as well. Maybe he's the one that takes it over, or maybe at some point Bryce Underwood, they kind of hand off the reins at some point there. But I mean, if they can have any resemblance of a passing game, get that running game going once again. The defense, I think, is in pretty good hands. We know Ernest Hausman has all too well, I suppose, as their leading tackler last season. They did lose a lot to graduation, to guys going to the NFL draft, but those guys didn't play in the Alabama game. So I think Michigan, a lot of people want to think overrated or maybe, whatever happened last year toward the end was a fluke. I'm very intrigued because I wonder, because you're kind of moving on from the Jim Harbaugh era. Can you replicate that now under Sharon Moore? That's easier said than done, but I wouldn't count them out as many people have done.
Yeah, I'm selling, Bach. The reason I say that, Bach, because I'm not a fan of Sharon Moore. I just don't think he's the Michigan type of guy. When I say that, he's not a hard-nosed coach to me. I don't see that swagger that I catch from some coaches, that is especially to be at Michigan. We all know how Harbaugh used to be, but this guy doesn't show anything. He's like a cupcake to me, Bach. When I say that, he just don't look like he has that mean streak in him. And I'm sorry, and I just don't feel like Michigan is that great of a team. You're trying to put all your trust in Underwood, who's probably not going to be able to do that in the Big Ten. He probably have a Dylan Raiola type of freshman year. You got to try somewhere, but I understand them trying with him and the other guy too, who's damn near good, can really run a lot. But at the same time, I'm going to sell right here on this one, Bob.
I would say, especially Big Ten, their schedule isn't all that daunting. We all know about the Oklahoma game that Sharon Moore wants to be there for. So can you avoid the Nebraska game? I shouldn't say he wants to avoid it, but I mean, he's going to have to sit out 2 games. He chose the Nebraska and Central Michigan game, so that Oklahoma one, I think, maybe makes you think that schedule. One thing is Oklahoma might be, looking for a new coach by the end of the year. So don't necessarily think that they're automatically going to be a great team. They brought in John Mateer over there from Washington State. That's their hope at quarterback this year. Obviously, Brent Venables, the heat is on there. Oklahoma's got to start winning some football games. But let's just say that is a test, and it is a test as far as name recognition goes. Outside of that, we know about at Nebraska, but their schedule is not too daunting. Big Ten schedule: at Nebraska, Wisconsin, at USC. How good's USC going to be? That's a big question.
Yeah.
Washington, at Michigan State. Michigan State, that's a little tougher for a Michigan State game, right? Because that's the rivalry games you say sometimes throw out the records. So that's always going to be there. But again, you have Nebraska, Wisconsin, at USC, Washington, at Michigan State, Purdue at home, Northwestern on the road, Maryland on the road, and then Ohio State. So they avoided the Penn States. They avoided, the Oregon, some of the top teams in the conference this year. So they could have a better record, or they could be better maybe with their record than their actual team is. So that's another reason I think they could maybe be a player this year in the Big Ten race.
All right, Bach, 2 more. 2 more after this. Basel, can Oregon go undefeated again in Big Ten, Bach, or for the whole season?
They could. I just don't necessarily see it. I think last year was their year, was their opportunity. Unfortunately, Dante Moore, we'll see what he could do. Maybe he'll become the next star quarterback there. But it's a little bit different of a path than they've taken each of the last couple quarterbacks that they've had in that room. Between Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel are very veteran, experienced quarterbacks. Dante Moore started half a season for UCLA and was replaced by Ethan Garbers, who was fine. Solid quarterback, but nothing spectacular. So I don't know. Oregon, you kind of look at the same type of thing. Their schedule not altogether too daunting. They've got at Penn State, which we mentioned earlier, but some of their other games, they've got Indiana at home, at Iowa. Seems like everybody's got at Iowa. Iowa must have drawn a tough schedule, but everybody gets to go to Iowa. They've got Minnesota, USC. So their schedule, it opens up a little bit. They don't have Ohio State or Michigan on there. Don't have they do have USC there toward the end, but so that gives them an opportunity. I think their schedule really helps them out here. So I think you're looking at 10-11 win season. I don't think it falls too far for Coach Dan Lanning and how he's been able to get it done there. They've been adding a lot of weight this offseason. That was a big part of Big Ten Media Days. They're starting to try to look more like a Big Ten team, but I just don't think this is the same team that you have last year. Even their wide receiver, Dylan Stewart, out for the season already as well. They're going to have athletes. They had some impressive running backs even transfer in, but I don't think this is the same Oregon team we saw last season.
All right, Bob, you ready for the last one?
I'm ready.
Can Nebraska?
Yes. I'm buying.
With the schedule they got.
Yeah.
Go 10-2. Buy or sell, Bach. Can Nebraska finish the season 10-2, Bach? Buy or sell?
I would sell 10-2 at this point. I certainly think with the schedule is possibility. Now, if you throw that word "can they" in the front, then I would buy that because I think that there is the possibility.
Yeah, we can say
could
can
do it.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
In that case, I'll buy it.
switch it around for you.
Yeah. But as I've been saying, and I think it's understated, is that they're going to need some spectacular stories and player progression that they haven't had in this program in quite some time. You need play if you're going to compete. If you're going to be a 10-win team, you don't just kind of fall in place there. You need a lot of players that are going to take a huge step forward to compete to be all Big Ten type of players. Year 3 under Matt Rule, a lot of people want to go back to, well, it's year 3. He should win. He won at Temple. He won at Baylor. Year 3 at Temple, he had Tyler Matasevich win basically every major defensive player of the year award nationally. Year 3 at Baylor, he had James Lynch win the defensive player of the year in the Big 12. Is there a defensive player of the year in that unit? Maybe, maybe not. But I think that speaks to the point. You're going to need some absolute dudes. In Nebraska right now, you look at the preseason watch list, all preseason award list, preseason all Big Ten list. There's not a bevy of Huskers there. They need to have that progression. And before you think, well, maybe that's asking too much, or I just don't know if I see that. That's what competitive teams look like. That's what teams that are going to be. Indiana, you can say they played a soft schedule all you want. They have guys, like I said, entering this year at every level on defense that could be all Big Ten type of playmakers. They had guys rise up and become real big time players. Nebraska needs that if they are going to go 10-2. And then, of course, the reason a lot of people might sell it if you just said 10-2 buy or sell is the close losses. Nebraska eventually has to get over that hurdle, and it's not as if you win one close game, now you know how to do it, now you're going to win all the close games. They got to find that clutch gene. They got to be able to convert those losses into wins if you're going to end up going into that 9-10 category. But as we've said, I mean, usually with those close losses, there's been a path, even from the 7-win team, even going back to the 3-9 team. It's like, all right, possession here, possession there, possession there. And last year's team could have been a 9-win team. Of course, that 3-9 team could have gone bowling. All that sort of stuff. So I would sell if it's 10-2, and that's what you're throwing down. But if you say can they, is there potential to go 10-2? I'm absolutely buying.
All right, Bob. I'm gonna buy, but at the same time, can I do for sale by owner? you know that term that you see on the houses, for sale by owner. That means I want to make all the money. Michigan going to be a very important game for us. I want to see if we can turn the tires on them and dominate them the way we've been getting dominated lately. I think that the Michigan game is going to play a very important role in this season. I think if we get over that hump, then we look at a team like UCLA, like a USC. We got to beat a team like that. Penn State, we're already. I don't want to give Penn State a victory.
No,
I don't. I mean, this team possibly could go 10-2, 11-1 if they turn the tables. If everybody is committed on the same pages, everybody is doing the same thing. Now, when you hear the news that they want to be a player-led team, that's good. That's good. But also, the coach is still ruled. Not saying ruled, but it still has to go through them.
Well, do you think too, because I talked about this with Steve, and I know you're listening, you chimed in a little bit, but do you think that it helps to also have Dana Holgorsen, his head coaching experience in there? It's hard to imagine a team, having a problem with leadership when they've got such a veteran coaching staff that's had so many experiences, so much experience, many teams under their belt. Do you think that does that help in that area to have Holgorsen in your mind?
Well, I think it does, because Matt Rule's not an offensive guy. I mean, we can say that, but he's not. I mean, you got a guy like Dana Holgorsen who's been coaching just the same amount of years as Matt Rule. So you listen to your OC on this one. Now, when Scott Satterfield was the OC, now you have to have those conversations. Now you have to ask him, what are you going to do? What are you running? With Holgorsen, he doesn't have to bar that guy 1%. And I think Holgorsen likes it like that. So you let him be that genius, and you just take the credit for the offense. You know, that's what Matt Rule needs to sit back and let Holgorsen do and just take notes.
Yeah, I think we got to enjoy Daniel Holgorsen while we have him. Not to say that he's going to go running out, but if they have a successful year, and I believe they will, some other teams might come calling and be interested in him as a head coach again. But right now he's fitting in that role, and I think, you know, again, I just think it's going to be tough. It's not just the head coaching experience at the top, but then you kind of get into the coordinating experience. Obviously, that they brought in with like Addison Williams, who was a one-time UCF defensive coordinator. Obviously, Phil Snow, who was with Matt Rule all that time. So they've just got a lot of guys that have already been either head coaches or coordinators and are now at different roles. That it's. I mean, they've just seen so much football and been in high pressure situations. They should be able to come through. What do you think about the player led type of thing? Do you think that, you know, that's something that you can try to say in the media to get going and try to get the players to respond to? Or do you think that's only going to be said if you see it in front of you and you think, okay, this really is taking off as a player led team?
It's a different vibe, but I kind of listened to Series College Football yesterday, and just the tone that Ryan Day had, you know, like when he talks about his players, when he talks about they want to, you know, make their own way. They don't want any of the old stuff up. They want to take some down and put theirs up.
Yeah, that's right.
The way he explained it is unbelievable how that team feels like, you know, that's in the past. Now we got to go back and, you know, let's go try again, because you're really not defending it. You got to win it again to defend it. So, you know, you got to play the season out. And I think these guys got to have that type of mentality where this is our business now. And when you talk about business, there's no room for goofing off at practice. Let's just go handle our job, get in, get out, study our film, make ourselves better, you know, and try to win more games than we possibly can. Because, you know, you gotta make teams fear you. You know, and that starts on the football field. You know, it's not gonna start with this big article about some guy and this and that. I mean, you gotta start putting fear in these guys and say, hey man, pack a lunch when you come play Nebraska, because you're gonna eat it all in the first half. So, you know, you got to make them feel like that. But and I understand the player led thing, and I think that's great for training camp mode, for dorm talk. But anything after that, Bob, coaches run it. So, you know, they can have the dorms to themselves, because you always got these GAs or whatever guys that's going to be by the door. I'm pretty sure they got campus security sitting right there outside the door in case somebody want to try to run in there or something.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're going through the dorms again. I always like that idea from Coach Rule once you get to fall camp, and they're doing it again. But again, this year, no coaches in the building. But as you mentioned, still some adults around to just in case things go awry a little bit there.
All right, Bach, let's go to break. And when we come back, some more college football talk right here on Bock the Blackshirt at 93.7 The Ticket.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Make bill paying a breeze with Text to Pay. LES texts you 1 week before your bill's due date. Just reply to the Text to Pay. It's that easy. Log into your account at les.com to sign up today.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered. Specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered. Specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, Apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Fuhrer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Fuhrer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Black Shirt, Bock and the Black Shirt right here. Bock. Something? Amon Green hopped in my lobby yesterday.
Oh, he did?
To play Call of Duty.
He did. You finally played him.
I played with him.
Oh, played with him.
I don't want to play against him because he's not that good. He is not on my level, Bob.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Amon spent most of the game with us picking him up.
Yeah.
He sounded like he couldn't. Hey, I'm down. They're over here. Like he stayed getting messed up. It was funny because then we hopped in my son's lobby. He had too many people in his lobby that nobody wanted to quit.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to jump out, and I lost him. So,
oh, okay.
But I played a game or two with him, and yeah.
After all these years of talking about doing it, you guys finally did it.
Yeah, we played on the same team. He's not that great, Bach. Yeah.
Oh,
We didn't last long. Team wasn't very good. I was, me, Bach. I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So but I did get a chance to play with him.
Did you revive him a few times?
Yeah, I had to pick him up. I wasn't gonna let him just sit there and lie on the ground and die out. But I had to pick him up.
Yeah, well, fair enough. I've heard him say before that's not necessarily.
And then
his
I tell him,
choice.
Yeah, but then I tell my son and his friends like, hey, y'all look him up. He's Amon Green. He is the Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher.
That's right.
So look him up, and they was like, wow. Yeah, he was about to get on with T.O. and a couple of more guys. He said he was waiting on, and they was gonna get on stream. But I'd rather play with some good guys than a bunch of superstars. That's what I'm saying. Like some real players, Bob.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna have to go to Fortnite and play him over there because I don't think he's ready for me and Call of Duty.
Are you all right at Fortnite?
No, I never played Fortnite. I played Fortnite twice.
Yeah.
Just because I grabbed the joystick when my daughter was playing, and it's not on my level either.
Yeah.
So.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, what we got coming up next is Bock 101, where we listen to Teams Fight song. Here we go, 101. Bock.
That's right. We're heading down Tobacco Road as we continue our way through the ACC. So we got 4 fight songs today, all from North Carolina, either the Tar Heels, Duke, Wake Forest, or North Carolina State. So you got 4 selections. It's going to be a little harder for you to pick from, but go ahead and let us know what you think of these fight songs. 402-464-5685 on the Sarter Heyman text line. 402-464-5685. All right, let's see if you can identify who this might be here, this fight song. The first of our fight songs down Tobacco Road again here in North Carolina.
Well, I think that's probably Duke or North Carolina.
All right. You've eliminated 2 of the ones that it's not. So now you've got to take your stab. Is it Duke or North Carolina? And be careful because these fan bases hate each other.
Sound like Duke.
That is Duke. Congratulations.
Yeah,
you got
Duke.
Duke
Sound like some Duke could play.
Let's see if you can go 4 for 4 here. We'll move on to another one.
And I get out of 2, Bach. It's not good.
All right, there goes Duke. So only Wake Forest, North Carolina State, and North Carolina on the board for this fight song.
All right, Bob.
All right. Sound like they're cheering for some Tar Heels, some Demon Deacons, some Wolfpack. What do you think?
North Carolina State.
How dare you? This is the Wake Forest Demon Deacons fight song. So there you have it.
That's not the same song right here, is it?
They switch it up. Yeah. Here they go back into it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They really did change up the tone there. For
Yeah, I'll give them a 5.
Yeah, you like that one?
Yeah, it's okay. It's mid.
All right, we're down to North Carolina and North Carolina State. And these teams often brawl against each other at the end of the year. And sometimes they wear the color rush, right? The red versus the light blue. So you got to be careful here too in picking out whether it's a Wolfpack or a Tar Heel on this one.
Sounds like a bunch of Tar Heels right there.
That is a bunch of Tar Heels.
Yeah, bunch of Tar Heels right there. It's 5.
Yeah, not too bad. Then they just kind of repeat the same thing there. But yeah, not too bad so far. Anybody stick out as a favorite? You like Wake Forest just because they're switching up?
Well, I like none of these guys. They have no beats. You know, they're more horns instead of beats.
Yeah.
You know, no sticks in their
true,
kind of beat they have.
Well, let's see if North Carolina State, the Wolfpack, can get together and perhaps redeem the state of North Carolina with our final fight song today. So there you have it. There's the North Carolina State Wolfpack. That sounds like a little bit more recognizable a fight song there for them. I think they had kind of a grand entrance there. I liked at least the beginning, but it felt like it couldn't quite find where it was supposed to land. But ultimately, there we have it there with the Wolfpack getting their fight song in. What do you think about North Carolina State as opposed to the rest of the state of North Carolina? Did they redeem the state of North Carolina in today's fight song?
Yeah, I think they're probably number 1. I give them an 8.
There you go. Yeah.
8 right there. That was a good one right there.
Old Dad 34 says they're all garbage.
They're all garbage. oh, Dad.
I've got to admit these weren't the strongest, the best day of fight songs that we've had. But we are making our way through the ACC tomorrow. I believe we're going to hear from some of the better teams in the ACC over the year.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get some in and try to get to some more exotic beats. Might have to go to the MEAC to say that, or somewhere else to see, or the Mountain West. Have we did the Mountain West yet?
No, we've just done the Big Ten and the Independents, I believe.
Yeah,
and then
and then the couple of those SWAC teams we did with Mickey Joseph and them. But I'm getting excited as we get closer to football. We're 30 days away, Bock, from college football. 1 month away.
Week 1, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. One month away from that Saturday where nobody calls my house. Where I don't move off the couch.
Yeah. I like how you said if they do call your house, it's not that you won't answer. You'll go beat them up.
Yeah. I'll take them 30 minutes out of that game time to drive over there and knock on your door and see how you like it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be disturbed, and I just want to have a great college football day.
And how much better is that college football weekend going to be if Nebraska wins compared if they lose? It always takes some of the air out of yourselves if Nebraska loses, especially on Thursday. But I suppose by the time the weekend hits, you'll be able to be recovered by then. That'll make Friday a little bit rough. And what am I saying? They're not going to lose to Cincinnati, right?
Is losing this year going to be harder than it's probably ever been? Does it feel like that? Like,
I don't know if I'd go ever.
No. I'm just saying for how much tempo we have right now, the upbeat style that we're saying, because everybody's believing right now. Even Matt Rule's having us believe, but at the same time, I think the team is believing that they can do this. But like I said, the players have to go out and prove it to themselves what they can do on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. There's a lot of momentum coming for Nebraska, at least just making a bowl game. And so the hope is back there, and it's there. It's not like, well, it's not completely hope, right? Some of it's in the games and actually having a winning record last year. So I can see what you mean. Those losses back in the day, though, when you only had one or two of them a year, those really hurt. Those really stung.
I mean, because when people see it now, like, here we go again, same old Nebraska. We don't want to be that same old Nebraska. We don't want to lose those 3-point games. We don't want to lose on the last play of the game. We don't want to lose because of special teams, Bock. We don't want to lose because of bad coaching decision.
Yeah.
We don't want to lose, period. I mean, I know we can't go undefeated, but hey, we don't need other reasons to make us lose besides not going out there and giving it all we got.
You're not wrong. So hopefully we don't experience losing too much. But I am interested too if the team, if they do have a loss or two that maybe throws them off. I hope they're able to bounce back and don't feel like the season is lost because of it. Because then you can really get into a dark hole. Like I've said before, some of those teams, the 2007, 2017, it seemed like you kind of lost the spirit of the season in the onward movement of it. Now, I don't think part of that was, athletic directors being fired and writing on the wall for the coaches. I don't think we're going to get to that point. Fans start 0-3 or something like that. So at least that feels a little bit better as far as not completely blowing up. So, I think this is a team it's interesting Steve was talking about earlier as far as realistic goals. If your goal is a national championship and you lose a few games, maybe that does make you, kind of coil and feel bad for yourself and maybe not be able to put the full progress and effort forward. Whereas, if your goal is at least to be better than last year and take that step forward, maybe you can be able to deflect some of those losses, have a little bit more bounce back ability. But, I think maybe a little bit too much is made from Dylan's national championship comments at Big Ten Media. I think that should be the first and foremost goal. And I think there's goals, from there that you can hope to achieve too.
Well, yeah, that's one of the ultimate goals. Goal number 2 is to try to win the Big Ten.
Yeah.
You always want to try to win your conference first. That's what we set our goal at Nebraska when I played. Let's win the Big Ten. From the Big Ten, we win the Big Ten, we go to a national championship. So that's levels of conquering your goals right there. So it's not really how you order it, as long as they're in the same goal conversation that you have.
And they're going to have to get, kind of window vision. Goal number 1 now is beat Cincinnati. Anything after that doesn't really factor in because right now you got to go beat Cincinnati.
You're right about that, Bock. All right, let's go to break, Bock. And when we come back, we're going to close it out with some more college football talk here on 93.7 The Ticket. Bock in the Black Shirt.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2. Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing your family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Bros Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text or call me at 402-525-0843. That's 402-525-0843.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Hopefully you and I agree that you should do everything you can to save your marriage. Divorce is hard, expensive, and its outcome is usually not all you hope for. However, when doing everything has failed, when divorce remains as your last option, consider Cordell & Cordell as your first choice to help you through the divorce process to a better place on the other side. We've been a partner men can count on for more than 30 years. Let us be that partner for you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered. Specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
We interrupt this.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 93.7. It is Bock the Blackshirt. We're here in the last moments. Bock, are you a Madden player?
I at once was. I don't have a new system, so I haven't played too many video games the last couple of years.
All right, the Madden 26 99 Club is out. Do you know what the 99 Club is, Bob?
Oh, I am familiar.
Overall 99. Let's start. Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, it certainly deserves it.
99.
Can he jump over people backwards in the game?
Probably could. Miles Garrett, 99.
Absolutely deserves it. Yeah, monster on the field.
Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
99.
Yeah, good work. Good work.
Josh Allen, 99. Jamar Chase, 99.
There you go.
Lamar Jackson, 99.
Does he get a different rating in the playoffs?
I don't know. He's a 99.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Last but not least, Lane Johnson.
Okay, yeah.
99.
Good for the big guys up front.
And Cam Ward is the lowest of them all quarterback in
lowest starting quarterback?
Yeah, the lowest starting quarterback in Madden.
What do they get him at?
I don't know, but I've seen it pop up on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to look it up right quick.
One I did see, too, it's the first time in 4 years Patrick Mahomes is not part of the 99 Club.
Yeah, he's getting a little old, Bob. You gotta think about that. I mean, he can't be Superman forever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many games they lost last year. I think it was 2. Obviously that was less offensively led than maybe had been the past. It was the first year since his rookie season when he didn't even start that he threw less than 4,000 yards, and I threw for like 3,900 something or other. So it was right there, but still, not quite the prolific offense that they've had before. Guys like, I mean, part of it's a guy like Travis Kelce, who was once part of the 99 club. No longer going to be rated that in the game. As we know, his game is taking a bit of a bite out of it, and his role as a star tight end might be limited this year as they kind of look to kind of move on from that. So it's interesting, but at the same time with Patrick, they did lose one game in the regular season and then make it to the Super Bowl. So you can take the 99 away from him all you want. I think he'd be pretty happy with the results.
All right, Cam Ward is a 72 overall.
72. Yikes.
Yes. Travis Hunter is an 84 overall to lead all rookies.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
that is interesting.
Ward is tied for 69th overall with all rookies.
Wow.
Yeah, that's total disrespect.
That is, and I know they the Titans too. I think they had an injury at quarterback too, so they're gonna have to be. It's basically all Cam Ward.
Will Levis.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of his shoulder?
He
has a dip in his shoulder like it's like the Grand Canyon.
Oh man.
And it looks real nasty. He showed it on X right before he had surgery Monday. He said, "This is the last time I will see this like this," and it was and it didn't look very well, Bob.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I did want to mention one thing before we get out of here too, is that Dayton Raiola is going to be playing at a pretty nice high school field this year. It's been making its round on social media, but Buford High School in Georgia just put together a $62 million football stadium. It has a 3,500 square foot video board. Remember, this is all high school stadium I'm talking about. 15 covered luxury suites, a 2-story field house with locker rooms, and a seating capacity of 10,000. Once again, this was where Dylan played, transferred to for his senior years. Dayton is out there playing as well. And so I know you're a big fan of high school ball in Georgia. They're stepping up. That definitely looks a lot better than a lot of D1 programs, a lot better than a lot of colleges around the nation. So we talk about high schools in Texas building stadiums that look like Division I football stadiums. Georgia's trying to catch up too.
Well, the thing about Buford High School, Bob, I stayed out in Buford, Georgia. It's right by Swanee. So it's way up there. But Buford is almost to Georgia 400, which is a toll road. Very small community, great football down there, Bob. They play in one of the lowest classes in Georgia. They're not a 6A team.
Oh, okay.
They're 3A. They're 2A.
This isn't even the top team in Georgia?
No, they're like a 3A school. Georgia goes all the way up to 7A.
Jeez.
They had some good D1 players come out of there the last 20 years. Do you remember the guy Adrian Peterson who was deaf?
Oh yeah.
He went to that school.
He was really good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good school. And they have a lot of guys there. And I'm not saying it's a rich part of Atlanta, but they put out D1 players every year. This is not just something that Dylan Raiola brought there or Dayton. This school right here has been good.
The reason they transferred there is kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, they're good.
All right,
let's see how many guys.
Okay, got some more?
Yeah, I want to see how many guys from Buford High School. NFL, Blake Ferguson, PK Sam, Darius Walker.
Okay, yeah. Few names recognized in there.
Josh Blackwell. Isaiah Bunn.
Okay.
He's from there. I didn't know that. Justice Hayes. Seth McCullum. You heard of him before?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, Reed Ferguson.
Okay.
All right, that's about it. Let's get out of here for the day. Thank you for listening to Bock in the Black Shirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time, same two people.